Hi, Morgan. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm rushing to get this first episode ever of the It's Just Skin episode series podcast video thing. I think that's what I'm going to call it. That's cool. I don't know. I'm going to be also really a bit of a personality here. You're probably not going to be used to me acting like this. What's the name you go by fully?
My name is Morgan. My birth name is Morgan Lux. Like that is.
So that's your actual.
That's my actual name.
Everyone
like questions me like, "That's not your like real name." I'm like, "Yes, my mama hooked me up. Like that's my real name." Yeah.
Is it with one X or two X's?
One X.
Okay, so your Twitter's just because the one X wasn't available?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed to improvise, and I was like, okay, I'll just add another X. It's the same thing.
See what happens. All right, so yeah, I think this whole sort of thing I'm throwing together is just, my sort of mission statement is that it's great that we get to see pictures of models, but we never actually get to know them. And so I kind of want to use this as a way to both do a photo shoot, which we just got finished doing, and then also kind of interview the model and get to know the person that we look at in the pictures.
Sounds dope.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel honored that I'm your first pupil. I don't even know.
Yeah, you are the first model that I'm gonna start this series with. And you are also not one of the first models, but I feel like, it's no secret that you're one of my favorite models to work with.
Oh, thanks, gosh.
But yeah, when did we first meet? What year was that?
2014. I'm pretty sure it was
Jeez.
Between May and June of 2014 because I just turned 18.
Just turned 18.
I just turned 18.
How did you, not to talk about me, but how did you find me? Like what was it that
So
you found?
actually, before I met you and when I was first starting social media, I saw some of your pictures on Tumblr and
but
Tumblr. They weren't posted by you, they were posted by other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found your page on Instagram and then put two and two together that was you.
Oh, okay.
And I was super intrigued by your photography. I liked your angles and I was like, let's shoot. Like I really, really was into it.
So I'm gonna start off with some very basic questions I have written here on my phone. It's very professional. My first question is gonna be, who are you, how old are you, and where are you from?
I am 22 and I am from Southern California. I've lived here my entire life. I've moved around, bounced around from OC to Los Angeles, and I'm currently in Riverside.
Where would you say you grew up the most?
Definitely LA
Los
area.
Angeles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up around like Norwalk, Downey area, so not like in downtown where we're at now, but more south actually. South is the word I'm looking for. South of downtown.
And so what was your experience growing up like?
It was okay. I was definitely bullied a lot like growing up.
What were you bullied for?
Honestly, a lot of it was for being white.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you grow up in a
more Hispanic neighborhood? Yeah. Okay. Like my elementary school, like all my schools, except for my high school was a little bit more it was pretty mixed still. But yeah, a lot of it was for being white, awkwardly tall, I have skin problems, just along those lines. But kids are assholes.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty tall.
Yeah.
Did you ever go you graduated high school?
Yes.
Did you go to school afterwards, like any college or anything?
So I graduated a year before the rest of my class. I graduated in 2013. I took the California proficiency exam and I thought I wanted to go into culinary school.
Oh, okay.
So I did that for about 8 weeks and dropped out and said, I'm going to do social media.
Oh, wow.
So, because I was already doing the social media prior, I had like a small following at the time. And then, I got into culinary school and it was not for me at all. So I dropped it.
Did you like cooking before you went? Or you're just like, let me fucking try and see what happens?
I liked cooking before I went. And then once I was there, I realized that I like eating more than I like cooking. And
did it get like too technical? Like, was it like, it's too, like, I don't know what the word would be, but too academic almost for you?
No, I am really bad at knife skills.
Oh, did you cut yourself?
Yes, I've cut myself tons of times.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm really terrible with knives. And it's like, you can't be a chef if you can't cut things. That's like the biggest premise of being a chef. So I kind of failed in that department.
Would you say you're a bit of a klutz?
In life?
In life?
In life? Yeah, I can't even stand up straight during our photo shoot. Like, I'm like
I find that must be, although maybe not, that's not a true theory. I was going to say like maybe it's just tall people because we grow so fast when we're young and like we just never get used to the spatial dimensions that we navigate through. Yeah. To this day, I still like will slam into a door knob. Not even the door, but just like the knob that sticks out. I don't know how I managed that, but
I feel like I'm a baby deer, like a spirit animal that's like learning how to walk for its first time. Yeah.
So you dropped out of culinary school and then you went into, as you say, social media. What do you mean by that?
I'd already had a following.
This was on
Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
Yeah, I started on Instagram. I'd already had a following. I was 17 at the time too during all of this. And
what kind of pictures were you posting?
I was posting pictures of marijuana. And
right. Oh my God, I completely forgot.
Yeah.
That's how I met you. Or known you as was Highest Heaven.
Yeah, and the
Ganja Girls and all that.
Yeah, because I wasn't even putting my name out there. So I chose some stupid username that was like available. And I was doing the whole weed thing for a while. I wasn't even showing my face either. And then I kind of slowly started doing that and getting more comfortable. But it was—
You just like take bong rips and like—
Yeah, with like, I don't know, panties and t-shirt on type thing.
At 17?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Instagram.
Instagram.
Don't, you know. And so you said you gained a pretty big following.
Yes.
From doing what you were doing. And then, so where'd you go from there? You were doing your Instagram, you were posting those pictures, had a bit of a following. And so, where'd you go from there?
Turned 18. Mike and I, my first photo shoot with that photographer, we ended up started dating. We bonded through social media. He taught me how to market myself, how to take better pictures of myself, etc.
Right.
From that, we both grew our followings and continued teaching other girls how to grow their followings as well. And then through that, like about 2 years later, we built Base Snaps.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll get there. So you met Mike, and that was your first photo shoot ever.
Yes.
So what was that? What was that like? Where were you? Where'd you go? What was that like? Was you nervous?
I was super nervous, and This
was before you were dating him?
Yes.
Okay.
This is my first time not dating him, sorry. This was first time meeting him. So yeah, we had our first photo shoot. I was very nervous, but also excited because it was kind of exciting, and he like helped me through it and made me comfortable. We did take some more like nude-ish shots. So that was like really my first time getting nude.
So your first photo shoot involved
nude,
some nude stuff too? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did you know that going in, or was that something that kind of came out of the shoot?
It came out of the shoot, and he asked me if I was comfortable, and he didn't like pressure me, and I was just like, sure. And I don't know. It was kind of like, what's the word? Oh, it's not coming to me.
Liberating?
Liberating.
There you go.
Thank you.
I didn't want to speak for you, but I had a feeling.
I was like, what is that word? It was extremely liberating. Just being nude in general for me personally.
Yeah.
I feel so much more comfortable nude than I am in clothes. So.
Do you like just hang out pretty much naked all the time?
Living on my own.
Now you live on your own. Yeah.
I do live on my own. Yes. Oh man.
And so, I mean, I was going to ask like how your first shoot was, and I was going to ask how your first nude shoot was, but those are one and the same.
Yep.
So that was like your start into modeling.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Have you ever traveled for your photography at all?
Yes, we've been to Mexico and Hawaii when I was still dating Mike and we were working together. That was definitely I have the most fun traveling and doing photo shoots. Definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You get great content. It's usually beautiful wherever you like.
So you've gone to Hawaii?
Yes. Maui was actually gorgeous, and I've been to Oahu before, like years and years ago. But Maui was so green, and there's so many like private little like waterfalls, and it's so lush. I don't know. It's really, really pretty. Yeah,
I hear. I feel like it's a cliche because I feel like Hawaii is like the classic sort of tropical vacation Americans go on.
Yeah.
But I do hear that it is what people say it is. It's just paradise, really.
It really is.
As cliche as it is and how frequent people go there.
Because it is really cliche. It's like, oh, I'm just going to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
But it's so gorgeous there. Like Oahu, I feel like is, not that it's cliche, but it's so touristy and oversaturated that I feel like it's not really the full experience of Hawaii. Like you really need to go to the other islands, I feel like, to really get that real tropical experience.
Yeah, I've never been. I've never been to Hawaii. I've never been to Mexico either.
Okay, wow.
Where in Mexico have you gone?
I've gone to Tulum and I've gone to Puerto
Vallarta?
Yes.
You grew up around but predominantly Hispanic area, which you can't say.
Yes, no, I cannot. This is why I was bullied. No, I'm just kidding.
Earlier, you mentioned base snaps.
Yes.
What is basesnaps.com, right? Is that what it is?
Yes, basesnaps.com. Basically, it is a subscription service to premium Snapchats. Mm-hmm. And what a premium Snapchat is, it is exclusive content according to each girl, whatever they want to,
sure.
However they want to produce their content, they can.
It's up to them.
It's up to them, exactly. Nobody forces them to do anything. Mainly nude, though.
Yeah.
Some of these girls use toys, and I don't know how to explain this without sounding like weird.
They do, I guess, sex acts on...
Sexual acts, yeah. Basically, like shows, I guess, they put on...
Oh, that's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, I guess that's
it's like a digital... What are those places I feel like you would see in like Amsterdam, where you just walk in and there's like a curtain opens and they just dance behind a piece of glass? What are those? What is that called?
What is that
I guess
called?
It's called stripping, but I feel like there's a specific term for it. Well, I feel like what you're describing is sort of like the digital version of that, rather than like physically going to like a little theater where you're in a room and you get to see it's not a lap dance. What is it called? Some sort of show. I think it's like something show. But anyway, it's sort of like a digital version of that. You go to pay and you get sort of to see a girl strip or do other stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's essentially what it is behind a private Snapchat account, which people then pay a $25 a month subscription. And once they pay that subscription, then we get their username so that we can add them, and that prevents just random people being added.
I was gonna ask, how do you, well, I guess, you just have to approve everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to add people, but I add them all by hand.
And that's probably mostly through Snapchat. Like, how do you avoid people like stealing that content? Because I imagine it must happen.
Oh, it does happen. And I have, I work with lawyers who help me get my content taken down, as well as people who just upload my content, like without just stealing it and making their profit of their own. I just have random people who just want to be jerks and upload my content to Reddit or Pornhub.
I was gonna say Reddit's probably a source for that. Because I know Snapchat will let you know if they do a screenshot, or now I think they even if you screen record, it lets you know. But I have to imagine there's ways to get around that. I feel like my rudimentary ass would be like, I'd get another camera and then just like film my own phone.
Just like, okay, you can't see the screen record.
I guess we'll kind of round this out about, kind of what this whole thing is, showing skin and all that. How has your experience been sort of being nude on the internet? Well, not fully nude, but I feel like you have your Snapchat. Mm-hmm. Which also includes pictures, I suppose. You also have your website, which is there any content on the website?
Not really, no. That's just basically my website basically just provides the subscription service for my Snapchat. Yeah. And you do all of my content, my exclusive content through Snapchat.
And so, but how do you get shit for getting naked, or is it mostly supportive, or?
I mean, I get both, I get people like, oh, you're a porn star, oh, you're a prostitute. And even though I'm not either of those things, and it really doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to do what you want to do, hey, there's a reason why escorting is legal in Vegas. You know what I mean? Like, sex work is sex work, and I had the confidence.
Do you support like the legalization of prostitution and sex work?
Yes, I do support it. I would only hope that these girls that do go into the escorting are just as protected and as safe as possible.
Sure, but I think a lot of one of the arguments for the legalization of prostitution and things like that is that it actually will help create a system that is actually sort of regulated, rather than like getting a pimp to pimp you out without any sort of legal protection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think some people say that it's actually would be safer for people who want to do that, on top of also like ensuring various things like, STD checks and all that.
I would have to agree, because it's essentially almost like a black market thing, it's like, again, unless you're in Vegas, it's not legal anywhere else.
And so have you ever had any sort of, I know your account's been removed a few times. Have you, but you never actually posted nudity. It's just stuff that gets flagged by the community, and then the algorithm just, or whatever the system is, just takes your account down. I think actually I had you as, I think it was the picture of you on the bed in your old apartment from like the top down. You kind of saw your backside with like your little feet tucked on there. And I had that as my profile picture, and I didn't think you could get reported for profile pictures, but apparently
shut up.
I logged into Instagram relatively recently, probably just before I went to New York a few weeks ago, and it said your post has been removed. Don't, that standard sort of warning. And I went to my Instagram feed, and then all my pictures were still there. And I was like, oh, what's going on? But then I noticed my profile picture was like the blank sort of just silhouette of a whatever it is, little person.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but I think someone reported my profile picture.
That's crazy.
So now after that point, I've been like struggling to get, like I was on a good trajectory too. I was getting followers like crazy. My likes are still whatever, but ever since that last one, it's been a bit of I've kind of plateaued right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well,
But you've had your shit deleted multiple times currently, right? Your backup account's there, but.
Yeah, it's currently down again. I'm trying to get it back. Hopefully I can get it back. It's been down now for a month and a half almost. So
yeah,
I've been sending in my appeals every day, trying to get it back.
Every day you do it?
Yeah, every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Like I'm really, really trying to get it back. And it's a lot of pressure when your income is solely based on your social networks. And then you get them taken away, and then it's like, oh, okay. Like,
and you get it taken away for not violating the guidelines.
Yeah.
Like I remember my old account, I posted a picture. It was a skirt that kind of flipped up, and it was a butt. It was a bare butt, but it was just a butt.
Yeah.
And I see so many butts on Instagram today.
Yeah.
But at that time, I think they were a little bit more picky, and that just removed my whole account.
Yeah, I remember when that happened.
I was so upset.
And then you had it gone for 2 years, but then you got it
But then you
back.
guys helped me get it back.
We did help you get it back.
I remember being at your house. I think it was Mike who was like, yeah, you can get it back. I was like, there's no way. He's like, you just have to know your password.
Yeah.
And I somehow rememred my password from 2 years prior. I had to like send in a picture of myself and like a written statement or like an agreed or something like that. But I got it back.
Dope.
And I think we'll conclude with just sort of like, what do you want people to know about showing skin, like in society? Do you think people are too uptight about it? Do you think actually in certain circumstances it's appropriate to be covered up? Or do you think you should be able to walk down the street right now naked and not get any shit for it?
So I definitely think people should be a lot less conservative about nudity and shouldn't, I don't know, try to censor everything because in a way I feel like it keeps us like in this little bubble in some respects. I do understand parents not wanting their children to see this as well, but at the same time, if you were in Europe, it doesn't really matter. They have nudity on TV,
True.
So
I was in a bar in Spain. They were playing a 50 Cent music video, and there was just titties everywhere. I was like, this is not, and it's just a bar. It's just like a regular bar. It wasn't like an adult club or anything. So yeah, you're right. They're totally a little bit more free over there.
Exactly. So if we were in Europe, it would be complete, this question would be
it's
different.
Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I feel like Americans are a lot more conservative than we really need to be. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up this first episode. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
And if you want to sort of shout yourself out to any one of the cameras, go for it.
Hi guys, so you can follow me at morgan.lux with 2 X's on Instagram and Morgan Lux on Twitter. It's about it. I'm cool, and yeah.
Cool.
I didn't know what to really say there, obviously.
It worked. It worked.
Yay.
We're done.